How's it going today, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Vortex Razor Gen 3 1:10 first focal plane LPVO or scope. If you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share. It would help support the channel, and I would appreciate that. If you have any comments, feel free to comment down below. I wanted to remake this video. My first make on this video was just the unboxing when I was first getting into YouTube, so it wasn't as good as the review could have been. But first, I'll just talk about the price and what comes in the box. So this does cost about $2,500. It's definitely a more costly LPVO or scope, but the performance does reflect that. I got this off Optic. You can get it there or other places. What comes in the box, we have a sunshade right here that threads onto the end, Vortex lens cloth, an Allen wrench to set your zero on your windage and elevation. We have a Vortex throw lever for your magnification, and then it comes with some really cheap scope caps that don't even really stay on there. Also comes with a sticker, your past inspection. Then it comes with a product manual and a reticle manual. I'm just going to talk about the specs, and then I'll give some of my opinions on it after using it for a little while. This is a 34mm scope. It weighs 21.5 ounces, so this is pretty heavy, but it is actually the same weight as the Gen 2, that is the 1:6, so somehow they fit more magnification in the same size and same weight of a scope, which is nice. We have 3.6 inches of eye relief, so you're definitely going to have a big window. Then we have 116 feet field of view at 1x, and then 11.7 field of view at 10x. So those are some pretty good numbers for the field of view. It's definitely going to allow you to see a lot. We do have cap turrets for your elevation and windage. Here we have your magnification adjustment, and this is pretty smooth, but it does have resistance, so it's not going to change. I personally don't like to use the throw lever, but it's there if you need it, and it adjusts very nice. We have our diopter that goes in and out. That's going to allow you to focus the clarity of the tube to your eye. Then it does come with some batteries as well that I already have put in. It's the 2032 batteries, I believe. A very nice thing about this is the brightness. So you pull out, you have on, off. So the little dashes between are the off. So if you don't want it on, you just set it at one of those off positions, and then you would pop it out, turn it once, pop it back in when you're ready to use it. One of the really big advantages to this is when you're dealing with LPVOs, it's really hard to get a daylight bright red dot, something like an aim point bright, or your pistol red dots, stuff like that. With this Vortex Razor, they get probably as close as you can to daylight bright or aim point bright as you can. This is a very bright reticle. Even turned all the way up, you are going to be able to see it pretty well in the daytime. So that is one very big plus of this. Another really good advantage is the durability and reliability of these. These are going to be able to take hits and stay running and stay reliable, which is what you want, of course. I do like the cap turrets, just so your dials aren't getting messed with. I've been using this for a few months now, and I have enjoyed using it. My problem is that I don't shoot out to range very often, and with these being mil and MOA scopes, it is pretty difficult to keep that information retained. This is a perishable skill, shooting is in general, so it can get pretty difficult to shoot out to distance if you're not doing it consistently. This is a 1:10 magnification, and I do like the extra magnification on the scope. But when you're getting the extra magnification, they are going to add to the reticle. This is what your reticle is going to look like for the MRAD mil scope. It is very busy. The nice thing about it is that it has your ranging up here, so you can range your target. That is very nice. Has very clear hashes. The glass clarity is amazing. Probably some of the best glass clarity you can get. Very clear glass. This reticle as well in the Vortex is very easy to see during the daytime without using the red dot. And you can use it on 1x magnification, no problem. It works very well compared to other LPVOs. With some other LPVOs in darker spots, they will be blocked out or you can't see them. And some of them have a really big clear blank space As you go up in magnification, your scope does get a little bit more busy. I think this scope is made to use on a specific application or specific rifles because of all the different wind holds they give you and all the hashes up here. This scope, in my opinion, is made to be used on 308 calibers or 7.62 calibers and above. When you're using a 5.56 rifle, depending on the ammo and what you're doing, if you have like a 16-inch barrel with using 77 grain, you might start getting out to using a couple of these if you're shooting out really far to 600 meters or more. I would say that this reticle and this scope with the 1 to 10 was made for longer range rifles rather than a 5.56 that I was trying to use it on. I do really like the scope, but not being able to shoot out to distances definitely has made it harder on the learning process and just retaining information in general. Now you can shoot out to different distances and then find where your impacts will be on your reticle, write them down, or whatever you might need. But if you don't shoot out to distance very frequently, I would recommend something more along the lines of a BDC, to where if you look at the number 4, that's 400 yards, for example. The 4 on here is actually a 600-yard holdover. Now that might not seem like a big deal, but in a stressful situation, you could potentially forget that. Mills or MOA is going to give you more capability in the long run, but unless you're shooting out to distance frequently, I personally wouldn't recommend something like this scope. Maybe MOA if you're more familiar with that. I am more familiar with MOA, but going to Mills has really just made it more confusing for me. And personally right now, since I'm not able to shoot out to distance a lot, I would prefer a BDC right now. It's just more simple. Now overall, this is an amazing scope. If you're used to Mills or MOA, stick with that unless you're trying to learn Mills. I know Mills is a lot more popular, especially with military guys, so it really just depends on what you want to do there. This is my favorite and probably the most high quality LPVO you can get in the 1 to 10 range, unless the application or the rifle or the task is very specific to what you're doing. I would say out to 600 meters or more and you're using a 308 or 7.62 and above, I don't think this is necessarily the right application. If you're using a 5.56, I would probably recommend more along the lines of a 4 power, 6 power, or possibly 8 power. If you guys want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share to help support the channel. And if you have any questions or want to see any specific content, feel free to comment down below. Thank you for watching.